Hey there. Welcome to Supercharged Fridays. I am live. Everything is good. Microphone works, camera works. If you can watch, if you can see me, come into the comments and tell me that you can see me. Because if you don't do that, I'm going to keep jabbing and yapping, etc. So, yeah, come in and let's talk about all things career. Bring in your questions. How's your week been? Did you set up some goals at the start of the week? Did you meet those goals? What's going on? Come in the comments and let's chat. And I am totally ready for you. Oh, what is that? If you don't know what this is, I have a podcast called How I Got Hired. Very useful. I'm not doing some shameless plug here. It's free. It doesn't make me money. It brings me a lot of joy. Every episode has guests that are carefully handpicked, and they talk about stories on how they got that dream job that supercharged their career and changed the trajectory of their career. Fantastic, even if I say so myself. A brilliant episode coming on Monday with one of my heroes who's written a book that I think you would love if you've never read it. It's called The Go Giver. So definitely check it out. How I Got Hired. With that, let's see where you are and what your questions are. I am super excited to help you out. Afternoon, I see a lot of people who already have questions. I am willing to get cracking. Fantastic. Good afternoon. I see people from all over. Wonderful. I'm excited. And let's go. Don't worry if you're like, oh my God, it's big. Should I start? Yeah. If you have a question, come in. This is what it's all about. Ken is in New Jersey, I think, Ken. So it's very early for you. Negative, we're going to turn you into positive. So we're going to help you out with your questions. And you know what the really cool thing is? While I'm doing all this, we have a couple of coaches and HR people who watch live as well. So you're going to get multiple points of view. So hopefully that helps you. It's sometimes helpful to have a second opinion, third opinion. And one of these people is G, who's going to be starting her own HR consulting firm. So I'm very excited about that. She's up there in Texas. Fantastic. Lovely. So I'm going to get cracking, and I see a question. Sorry, before I forget, there is a webinar coming up and it's in 4 days time and it's free. When people say live training masterclass and it's like 80% pitch and 20% value, this is not one of those things. This is a free webinar, which is all about salary negotiation. It's happening with a guy who's a dear friend of mine who's in Boston. So timings may not be great for people in Asia. If you can tune in live. This is a weird link. I don't know how to share this link because LinkedIn doesn't let me share links. I will share the link with you after the live stream. But if you want to attend it, it's for a limited number of people and it's all about salary negotiation. So definitely check that out. And if you want to know more about this, the thing I recommend that you do is go to just a minute. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why people don't like to go live, because of the awkward stuff that happens. Yeah. Okay. So what you can do is go to LinkedIn. If you don't want to wait, and then check out this guy's profile. His name is Bob McIntosh. He's in Boston. And it's on his featured section, Mass Hire Lowell Career Center. And if you click there, you're going to see salary negotiation like a pro guest speaker. This is my description about me and what the webinar is about. Click register and you're going to be able to do it. So please don't forget to do that. I think it's going to be very useful for you. So what else? Yeah. So with that, let's get cracking. I can see questions are coming in and I'm excited to help you guys out. This is what I love to do. Let's go. Are we ready? Ready. Okay. Hi, Sohail. I'm currently being recruited. Fantastic. HR has set a limit of 15 lakhs per annum for my domain, but the market standard is 30 to 40% higher. How can I convince her for a 21 an increase in salary, right? And he says, I have also used the briefcase technique. Interesting. I like the fact that you know the briefcase stick. Who's that? Ramit Sethi, I think, who's done it. Listen, different styles work for different people. I have an entire video on salary negotiation on YouTube. I think it's like 350,000 views. Check it out if you haven't already. It goes step by step into that. And the best time to negotiate is when you have an offer on the table and not before that. So you already have an offer. Please check that out, because if you haven't, you're missing out. And remember, at the end of the day, you can follow all the tips and all the strategies and all the techniques in the world. If the person on the other side is not interested in negotiating, you do need to know when to walk away for your own self-respect, and also to not destroy the goodwill that you have built along the way. Don't forget to respect yourself, because if you say, okay, I'll take it, I have nothing else in hand, make sure you're taking it for the right reasons. Like, you see growth, you see potential, you see that you will level up to the next level. So I hope that helps you, Sohail, because nobody can, say, hey, do this and it's going to work. There's no magic bullet. Totally forgot that I need a microphone today. Yeah, there's no magic bullet to ensure that it's going to work. So it's all about practice, trying it out. You got to showcase your value on why you deserve more. Okie do, fantastic. Ready for the next question. Let's see. I'm excited. Thank you for being here, guys. All right. Let's see. Negative. What is the problem? This Monday, I gave the HR round. I didn't discuss the salary because I didn't give any numbers. She said she will discuss with the hiring manager. I haven't heard for 5 days. Very simple answer. Negative. Follow up. My golden rule is once every 5 business days, just follow up. People are busy. People forget. They're not always playing games. Trust me, their lives have been turned upside down with the pandemic. You're not the only person they are recruiting. Or this is not the only open position they have. So put yourself in their shoes as well. Anything is possible. I would suggest give it benefit of the doubt and just follow up. Say, hey, we were in touch. I'm excited to, continue. I'm very motivated and very excited about the role. And I'd love it when you have a moment, and I'd love to hear back from you. Showcase empathy as well when you follow up. Like, hey, what happened to that position? People do that. It's like, hey, be kind. All right. Fantastic. So what else? What are the other questions I can help you with? How do you be positive? How to stay positive during an interview? I'm not getting any offer from anywhere in the last 3 months. Oh, that's not an easy one, Surbi. At the same time, what choice do you have? What choice do you have? If there's one thing that's going to set you apart from other people, and if there's one thing that's going to help you to slightly sail these choppy waters in a smoother way, is positivity, and is optimism. And I'm not being naive. I totally understand. Cheers. Oi, this is new tea. Very strong ginger. I'm not being naive here. Optimism is not like everything's going to be okay. Optimism is like, it's tough. I'm going to get through this. And I'm learning from this right now. So, Surbi, the reason that many people don't pause and ask this question the way you're asking me is because nobody wants the uncomfortable truth. There could be uncomfortable truth in there, which is all about looking in the mirror. Why is it that these positions, why is it that, it's not working out? Is it something I said? Is it something I did? Could it be my resume? I would go with this assumption a little bit, right? Because most people will say, they're stupid. They don't know. I'm so good. They don't know what they're missing out. Maybe they are stupid. Can I control that? I can't. I can control how I show up. So rewind a little bit and then practice a lot more than you're already doing. Maybe you're doing a great job. Practice more. Film yourself when you're interviewing. Film yourself. Look at your body language. Look at the content. Look at the delivery. If you want to do a live mock interview with a friend of yours anywhere in the world, you're going to be able to tell what is it a lot better than any coach will ever tell you. What is it that needs help? And if you still can't figure this out, it might be time to enlist the help of a professional. It doesn't have to be a very expensive coach or anything like that, but maybe also watch more professional videos, etc., from people who've been there, done that, and have spent more time on this topic. I'm sure it's going to be fine. You got to stick with it and try and detach yourself from the outcome, because when we know it's an interview, oh my gosh, what if I don't make it? That makes us more nervous, right? um, worst case scenario, worst case scenario, you've made a new contact, connect with that person on LinkedIn, and you're doing relationship building. Best case scenario, you get the job. The worst case scenario is not the fact that you didn't get it. Doesn't matter. There'll be others. Maybe this one is not the right one for you. I hope that helps you, Surbi. Fantastic, Deepak. Great that you're here. Good morning, Sajid in Toronto. How are you? Salary negotiation is always a fantastic topic. How do you approach companies abroad? Vikas, this is a very tricky time. Okay, let's be clear here. I don't want to waste your time and say everything is possible and be like naive and all of that stuff. You got to showcase that you have a certain value that they are not able to get from their local candidates, right? The easiest way, I feel, a lot of people who are interested in expanding their horizons and going abroad, one of the easiest ways to do that is to study abroad or to get transferred by your current company. I think that's the best way. I get this question a lot, and that's what I always say. Either do a master's or something abroad, chances of getting work are a lot easier, or see if you can ask your current company if they have an assignment for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, whatever. The third is, of course, apply online, LinkedIn, Indeed, etc. But I highly suggest that the jobs that you see online in your desired locations, connect with people who are recruiting there, build a relationship with them. Do not start with, hey, I need a job. Can you help me? It doesn't work that way, right? Step by step. Awesome. Morning. How do you practice more languages? Can you ask me? Sorry, first of all, I'm seeing questions written in a gigantic rush. Please use your words, use full sentences. I'm not saying this for you, Hamza. There's other people who are doing this as well. And I know English is a second, third, and fourth language for many people. How do you practice more languages? The best way that I recommend, and the way I've done it when I was in Chile and Uruguay, was surrounding myself, if you can, surrounding yourself with people who are speaking the target language. And anytime there's entertainment, movies, Netflix or whatever, always see if you can use the subtitles of the language that you're interested in learning. My Spanish went like whoosh, because of doing that. And radio, it just, it's called in the technical word immersion. You immerse yourself in this language, and it comes step by step. Little bit of patience. Okido. Fantastic, Deepak. I'm super excited that you were able to. I was able to help you. Hey, fantastic, Kostab. I'm not kidding. I get dozens of messages a day that people have got what they wanted because of the YouTube videos, and I'm so happy. So congratulations. Definitely excited that you were able to get what you want. Congrats again. Hi, Bhaskar. How to be positive? Yeah. Bhaskar, I don't know if you're joining us a little bit late, because I talked about this a few minutes ago with a question that Surbi had. So when you are watching again, just watch the replay, just the first few minutes, because in the interest of time, I don't want to repeat myself. The briefcase technique, G, is fantastic. You just Google it and you see this guy. His name is Ramit Sethi, and he talks about it. He has a very specific thing. You take a briefcase to an interview. It's a little bit less applicable if it's on Zoom, but you Google it, you'll find it. And it's good. I watched his video as well when I was doing my own research. And I reached out to him and I said, hey, that was really, really well done. Fantastic. So, Krisha, hi. So I am a fresh graduate and I'm finding that job vacancies, looking for job vacancies in creative agencies. Tried using LinkedIn and career dashboard. I'm guessing job boards. Yeah, working. Followed up with companies and HRs as well. It takes time. Krisha, how long have you been doing it? You need to be a little patient. Maybe you need to change your networking techniques and strategies that you're using. If you go to LinkedIn. You can see my screen. Yeah. Okay. If you go to LinkedIn and if you type hashtag, this is for everyone. Most topics that you can think of, I have talked about it. And chances are I've talked about it with a fantastic guest who knows things much more than I do. If you go to LinkedIn and do hashtag Supercharge Fridays and most topics that you can think of, you'll find something there. So networking, I talked about networking. When you see the live streams there, I've talked about networking. So I've done live career coaching 7 months ago with people, and we talked about effective techniques of networking. If you see that, I also did one with Rushab a couple of weeks ago, and this is one of my favorites. It's with an INSEAD professor, and we talked about networking strategies in the middle of COVID. So trust me, it is extremely, extremely relevant. So definitely check that out. You'll find a lot. So, take it in slowly. There's definitely something for you in there. Because it goes into a lot more detail than I can go into today. How to approach it, have a council, have people who will be your champions. How do you approach someone the first time? Never approach somebody for the first time with "I need." I cannot tell you how many times I get this per day, and I'm sure many others do it as well. It comes into your inbox. Hey, buy from me, help me, hire me. Why? It doesn't work that way. Not with complete strangers. You have to have that KLT, know, like, and trust. That comes with time. Start by following people that you're interested to work with, or they're recruiting. Just follow up with them. Follow up with their content. It's a lot easier, Krisha, for you than it was for me when I was looking for work in the early 2000s. I know that makes me sound old. I'm 42. When I was starting out, 21, it was like, who knows someone, call up dad, mom, friends, etc. LinkedIn makes it a lot easier. Take advantage of that. But there is a way to do it. There's a right way to do it, and there's a sleazy way to do it. Just make sure that you're completely sure which one it is that you're using. Akhil, how do you find out your financial worth when negotiating? Very, very simple. There are 2-3 things you can do. The first is go to websites. Google it, because there'll be local websites in your area. The most well-known one is salary.com. But if I remember, salary.com is very US centric. So that doesn't help you if you are not in the US. The other is payscale.com, which is a little bit more universal. And the third is glassdoor.com. So use these to have an idea. However, I sometimes feel that the data is a little bit outdated. So take advantage of speaking with friend. Ask a friend for a recommendation to a headhunter or a recruiter. Those guys have very good ideas of what local salaries are. With that information, you have the right number in your mind. And if you see my salary negotiation video, I talk about MAN, M-A-N, minimum acceptable number, and then add 10%. And with that, you have a pretty good anchor to start with. Why does HR have a tight budget when hiring employees? HR is not the one who I don't know, G, if you can back me here. HR is not always in control of these things. A lot of times the decision comes from executive committee meetings, and everybody is assigned budgets. Finance has a budget, HR has a budget, IT has a budget. So it's the company CEO. It's the company leadership that decide that this is the budget they have, and they have to stay profitable because of that. So, not always, things they're not always the way they appear. How do you ask for a promotion, an increment in your present company? Simple. You gotta prove why do you deserve more, right? And Sarit, it's a lot about timing. If you can, I highly recommend that you watch a replay of mine. If you go to YouTube, you're going to see a replay of mine I did a few weeks ago. It was about a month ago, with a guy called Mark Anthony Dyson. One of the questions we talked about is how to ask for a pay raise during a pandemic. And we go into detailed about this topic, and he gives step-by-step. Not only does he give step-by-step approach, but he also has an article that he's written in detail about this topic. So definitely check that out. Yeah, I mean, you're on YouTube right now. So if you go to my past live streams, you'll see it. It's Supercharge Fridays with Mark Anthony Dyson. And one of the things he says is timing is very important. When times are not great, don't ask. But when you see the profitability, you see that their numbers are going up, There's about to be an acquisition. Money is about to come. Then you strike. Then you strike and ask for a meeting and go prepared and give a few solid reasons with logic, no emotions. Try to, because emotions don't always take us to the right place. Not always, right? When it comes to something like this. And give 3, 4 reasons why you deserve more. One of the things I highly recommend is having something called a smile file. This is a term I heard from a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. All the things that you're really proud of, make sure you put them into your smile file. Anytime somebody appreciates you, smile file, appreciation folder, call it whatever you want, and then take that with you and show how you, someone like you, is the reason that revenue increased, or you help the company to make more money, save time, etc. So hopefully that helps you. Fantastic. I don't know if HR rejects. I don't know if I have time to think about it. Doesn't really matter. Sometimes it happens. Yes. If a candidate rejects, they feel it's a waste of time, to be honest. They feel bad. Yes. Because they spend so much time getting that person on board. I think that's less of a problem for you. Is it a smart move to negotiate when you're promoted, but the revised emolument seems less? Yeah, of course it's smart to negotiate. You got to ask. If you don't ask, you don't get anything, Vishal. So take advantage and definitely negotiate. And use the same strategies that I talked about earlier when I was talking about Mark Anthony Dyson and the video in detail. Hi. So what would you do if you have an offer in hand and you are yet to go through the final round in another company, which you really prefer? Will it be a good idea to discuss with HR at the preferred company to speed up the process? I would say yes. Yes. Definitely take advantage of that, because you gotta tell them to slow down, and you gotta be honest. There's nothing wrong with being honest. In fact, if you say you have another offer in hand, personally, for me as HR, I find you a little bit more desirable. But you gotta do it the right way. You can't come across as a little bit threatening, like, hey, give it or else. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be done gently, it has to be done the right way. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting this question more and more, guys. That's telling us that the economy is opening up and there's a lot more jobs out there. I was on a live radio show in the US yesterday, and the guy had 2 offers. And he was like, which one do I choose? This one is double the money. And we went into detail there. So you got to go with the one that feels right for you. And if these guys don't want to wait, too bad. But make sure the other one doesn't slow down too much either, because you're neither going to have, like a bird in hand and the bird in the bush is like flown away. So do ask them to slow down and tell the other one to speed up. Yes. Ask one to slow down, other one to speed up. Okay. Hi, Rishabh. How do you prepare for leadership, behavioral, and situational questions? Fantastic. So, Rishabh, I did a detailed live stream about a month and a half ago on top five interview questions. And one of the interview questions was, tell me about a time when. Okay. So watch that in detail. You'll get a lot of answers in there. And the process I recommend is something that a friend of mine, Lee, has made called the PAR approach. PAR. Problem, action, result. Very simple. Think about 2-3 cases. When was the time you failed? Tell me about your greatest success. Tell me about a challenge. What did you learn? Always think problem, action, result, and spend little time on the problem and more time on the result and the action, right? Because people sometimes spend 5 minutes just explaining the context. Don't waste their time. Go in immediately. As soon as you describe what the problem is, go immediately and talk about what you did. Hopefully that helps you. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of languages. Taking a quick check before I go into further questions. Yes, you have people. The best part, guys, the best part, this is a lovely community. We are live every single Friday at the same time. And it's a bunch of coaches and consultants and HR people who are also here to help. So take advantage. Tell your friends, like this broadcast, give it some hearts, let the LinkedIn algorithm get some rocket fuel so more and more people can take advantage of this. Blah, da, da. Let us go back. Okay, so this was Rishabh Hemlin. Hi, I'm currently into operations, but looking for a job in HR. Fantastic. Ask HR for volunteer. Not volunteer is the wrong word. Ask HR about how, schedule informational meetings. Speak with people in HR that you know who are nice. Say, hey, This is something I've been thinking about down the line. Don't give the impression you want to do this tomorrow, because you don't want to kind of scare off the person in operations who's your boss. Schedule those informational meetings. They'll remember you. Go in with an open mind, just ask a lot of questions. That is my favorite way. The other way you can do it is, people say certificates and all. Yeah, do that. Also say, hey, listen, anytime a project comes up, I'd love to, I'd love to help out. If there's anything you need, just make that very specific. When you see a particular project in HRIS and they are overloaded, or recruitment, and something basic that doesn't require a lot of skills at this point of time, ask for very specific. Like I see that currently this is a little bit full right now. In case your plate is a little bit full, if you ever need help. And don't say, if you ever need help, reach out to me. No, if you ever need help specifically with this X, Y, or Z, reach out to me. And I'm sure it's going to be fine. Hi, Eva. So fantastic. Kashish, HR called me and said, okay, a lot of HR questions today. They called and said, I'm shortlisted for the interview. Asked me about my salary expectations. I said, I'll talk numbers when I get the offer. She said, okay, and did not call back. Ask, follow up, no problem. Don't overthink it. They're busy. They just wanted to know. You can always say, hey, if it helps you, if it's not illegal, by the way, check it out in your location. If it helps you, I can tell you where I am today, if they ask. Because they want to know. The reason they ask you is because they just want to know you're not too expensive. That's it. If you're at, 180 per annum and the position is only for 150 or 140, they don't want to waste their time. It's really most of the time as simple as that. However, if you don't want to share that because you're maybe too low or whatever, watch my video on salary expectations again. And if they are interested in you, they'll call you back. And if they don't answer after you follow up, leave them, move on. I would say follow up 3 times. That's my golden rule. 3 times every 5 business days. And if they don't answer, they're ghosting you. Wish them well. Have a nice life. Okay, I have an offer. I'm going to let you guys read this for a second. Before I read that, sorry. Fantastic, Ken. Thank you for mentioning it. You're never alone. Please take advantage of people you have around you. I always recommend combining forces with people who are going through something difficult together. Much better going through something together than going through something alone. I have an offer for a lucrative position, but the notice period is 3 months, whereas I have an offer for a lucrative position, but the notice period there is 3 months, whereas I've always been working for a period of 1 month. Is a bigger notice period a red flag? I don't understand. So they want you to join. You'll have to clarify for me. They want you to join in 3 months' time. It's different for every company, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's something you can always negotiate. It's one of the things you can negotiate if you want to, provided I'm not able to completely understand, provided your current company is okay with you moving. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not able to discern that. If your current company wants you to stay for 3 months, then you got to stay. You can always negotiate, but both ways. You'll try and negotiate, but you got to follow the rules. Okie do. How do you answer the HR interview question? You've changed your company more than thrice in a year in your career of 4 to 5 years. You got to explain why you left those companies. Very simple. Were you job hopping? What were the reasons? They have to understand that. Can it be a red flag? It can be if your reasons are flaky. If you're just shopping around and you're like, oh, I got more money here. Oh, I got more money here. Explain, and please explain honestly. I'm not going to give you a template and this is what you should say, because I don't know your context, right? FZSW. So explain why you went. And my personal thing is that I like to go, if I'm moving, it's either because the company, it was the company's decision or my decision. Company's decision being like, restructuring, etc. My decision being I see more growth. If you see more growth, then say that. Be honest about it. Fantastic. See, I told you you're getting fantastic advice from other places as well. Krisha, I see that you already asked a question. I'm going to answer this very quickly. There's a consulting firm which is asking for a 1-year contract and 1 lakh security deposit. What? I'm sorry. Run in the opposite direction. Any company asks you to pay? Yeah, sorry. Run. Simple answer. I don't understand this. Maybe there's a local thing that I don't get, but my first reaction is a company asking me to pay deposit. Run. I don't know, doesn't feel right, particularly you're a fresh graduate, you said. I've been interviewed by Citibank. Last round would be the HR round. Can you help me with some tips on how to showcase myself? Fantastic. So, Shubham, take advantage of the live streams I did on top 5 interview questions and answers. A lot of those questions are favorites by HR people. And you should be able to, get that. Just go in, be positive, smile, look confident. You've already crossed a lot of these rounds already, but don't think it's over. It's not over till it's over. So be prepared, just like you would with any other interview. I would say be over prepared. Yeah, that should help you out. All right. Yeah, sounded very, very shady to me, to be honest. Great. So, and you can see a lot of comments coming in as well. So take advantage and see what other people are writing to help you out. Anupam, what can one do to change the domain from product development to that in career development or placement cells in engineering institutes with MBA in HR? Anupam, it's a very similar answer to if it's within the same company or if it's within a different company. Again, go for the thing that I talked about earlier, informational interviews, etc. And also take advantage. I have a 15-minute video on career change on YouTube. That hasn't got enough views, and I've spent weeks researching it. So take advantage. It'll go into a lot more detail and focus on the transferability of the skills that you have today. What are you doing today in products? How can it help in placement and recruitment? See those. Make an inventory of skills and map those skills to the position and what they're looking for and what you have today. And it's definitely possible. The cool thing is you don't need any specific education. Yeah, there's no real obstacles there. So watch that video. It'll go into a lot more detail than I have time for today. And rewatch the replay if you haven't done it. Watch the replay where I talked about this with another person who wanted to switch as well. Suhail, I'm going to move on because I want to see there's so many questions. Manish, go for something very simple without fancy pictures and texts. And, some people have that thing on the side where it's like language and technical skills on a rating of 1 to 5. Please avoid all that stuff. You want something simple that goes through the application systems. And at the same time, it's something that's nice and it's read by a human being. So you'll see a lot of good ones online. And I have a detailed membership site, and I'm coming up with a masterclass hopefully in the next 2 weeks. And I have all that as well. And it'll be very simple workshop, very affordable. And I see this question coming up a lot. So I want to help people out, and I'll go to a 90-minute workshop on it to talk about how do you design a great CV step by step. So cool. So Risto is here. Hi, Surbi. How do you answer the question regarding resigning from a company without an offer? Say that. Change profile, upskill, take a break. But you want to talk about learning. It's okay. It happens. But you got to be very clear why. I can't tell you why you left. You know why you left. So have a combination of honesty as well as that has to showcase that you're thinking about your future. You didn't just leave because you didn't feel like going to work anymore. There has to be some depth in there. I'm going fast, guys, because I am getting flooded. No joke. So, Risto G, if you guys see something and you're like, hey, I know this one, easy for me, take advantage and help me out, would really appreciate it. And of course, we'll do our best. Can I leave a new job in a short time after joining if I find the work? Yes. It's personal, Rohit. Nobody can say this is right or wrong, but I personally think the more you delay, the worse it gets. Yes, it's better to have a job in hand. Of course, I'm not naive. I'm not telling you run for the hills if you don't like it. To give it some time. And if you're 100% sure, because toxic is a very strong word and it's very overused, guys. It's very overused. Understand what exactly is toxic. Who's toxic? Who's the person who's bringing poison there? It's the boss, it's the team members. If it's the boss, it's very difficult to change. If it's team members, it could be one team. Sometimes like one bad apple destroys the whole bunch. If it's coming from leadership, that's very difficult. Then it's like, okay, get the heck out of there. But see other opportunities at the same time, particularly if the job market is not looking very easy right now. I've seen people wait I have a client she's waited 10 months and she's miserable right now. And she's like, I wish I'd left ages ago, but I thought it'll change and I gave it time. And oof, don't discount what these things do to your mental health, please. At the end of the day, do what feels right to you. If you don't like my advice, toss it. If you like it, take it. But at the end of the day, I already feel like you know what you want. Rajiv, couple of times there's been a mismatch between the published job description and actual interview. I feel like the questions are deliberately planted to disqualify. Yeah, I don't know if this is a question or comment. Of course, not everybody thinks about job descriptions and does a proper job. Deepak, oh, that's a long one. I'm going to be. Why is a candidate from a different industry not preferred by the employer most of the time? Currently looking for a job, an analyst, cleared the interviews. When it came to salary negotiation, they gave me a reason why we can't give the salary because you asked, you're not from our industry. Okay. Performed very well in the interviews, and I also passed technical interviews. You know what? I think you've reached the word limit. It doesn't let you write anymore. I got it. Listen, put yourself in the shoes of the company. Okay. They want a little bit of a sure shot. They want less risk. So obviously, understand that. Do you ever go to Amazon? I know I'm comparing you to a product on Amazon. Just hear me out, okay? Do you ever go to Amazon and buy a product that has 0 reviews? I'm not saying you don't do it. I've done it, but it's rare. It's rare. You want something that is tried and tested and has industry experience. So if they're saying this is what we can give you, maybe they've given you this reason, maybe there's another reason, take it or leave it. If you can explain why you deserve more, you do it. If you've already done it and they said they're not going to negotiate anymore, you have a choice. You take it or you leave it. You know what I mean? So hopefully I've explained to you why this happens. Yes. Hi, Daveen. I don't follow your question. What's critical? Honesty, audience, or closure? Can you explain your question in simple English? Hi, Deepthi. So not able to get that question. All right. And as you can see, I'm running past. I'm already 37 minutes in and I see at least 30 questions because remember, I'm live on 3 platforms right now. Priyank, hi. How can I inform my own organization for an appraisal consideration, or is it better to present them after getting a new offer letter? If you want to leave, Priyank, or you want to stay? Because this is a little dirty. Be careful here, okay? Some people wait to get an offer and then they want to show and then they wait for a counter offer. You know, there's data out there. There's research that counter offers rarely work. Do you want to leave or do you want to stay? If you want to leave and you have full readiness to leave, I suggest you leave. If you want to stay and you're using the new offer as leverage, be very careful because that has very mixed signals to the company. They may say, oh my gosh, Priyank is leaving. You know, he's very desirable. We don't want him to leave. Or they might say, get lost. Then what? You know, then make sure that if you go for the right reasons. I'm oversimplifying here. But be in touch with your company, be in touch with your boss. You can always say it informally. You can say it informally. Yeah, I've got another offer. I'm having discussions. I'm having discussions. Let them also feel a little bit, you know, it does help to make you appear a little bit more desirable. But it depends how it's done. It depends on the tone of voice and it depends on the intention. If the intention is let me get more money from here or get more money from there, it's easily seen, you know. How do we ask for 90-day notice period? Siddharth, I guess just ask. I don't know. I mean, ask, explain why, give a little bit of logic or a context if you have to. Hey, Kola. By the way, during my podcast, I have Kolarele Sunaike. Kolarele Sunaike, that's the correct pronunciation. He's a lawyer. He's a barrister in London, very prestigious firm. And he has done a podcast episode with me on communication skills for job seekers, particularly during the interview stage. And he gives great tips. Check it out. Go to How I Got Hired. You're going to find, I've only done like 27, 28 episodes. So you're going to find Kola in there. Best question to ask them in an interview. Fantastic. I spent 1.5 hours on a live stream only talking about questions to ask during the interview stage. I like to ask the person, you know, company questions, position questions are great. I like to ask them, so what are the things you love about working here? Because that tells you a lot about the culture than other questions like tell me about the culture in this company, which is very generic. And the person who's listening is like, oof, where do I start? And if you feel gutsy enough, a follow-up question is, and tell me two things you like less about working here. You know, don't forget you're interviewing them, and they should also have this impression that it's a conversation between equals. Okay. Fabulous. Tarun, is it a good idea to take some kind of follow-up if during the interviews, recruiter has mentioned that the position would be available after 100%, Tarun? Take advantage, stay in touch with them. It's you know, Baisakhi, a festival, Diwali, Holi. Just stay in touch. Even if it's been a year, stay in touch. I was thinking about you. How's everything? How's everything in COVID? I hope you're well. One little line here and there, you're not bothering anyone. You're not coming across as desperate. Trust me, it's a good idea. Hey, so sorry, I got something in my eye. It's bothering me. Should I turn off the camera? I have a question. Are you safe? I have a question. Hi, are you safe and hoping everything's fine, Deepthi? Thank you for asking. You're very sweet. Mariam, I received a job request from a company. Job request, I'm guessing a request for a job interview from a firm on LinkedIn. After talking to HR, it went really good. But then they asked me to send my current compensation. After they did that, it's been more than 15 days. They haven't got back to me. I followed up twice. I was told the business has not got back to her. And the next time she did not even reply to me. Mariam, so I mentioned this already. People are crazy busy and forgetful. There's something called COVID brain. There was a post today by Dorothy Dalton on LinkedIn, and it's been on Harvard Business Review as well. I'm not saying that's an excuse. I'm not using it as an excuse, but follow up. My like I told you, my golden rule is 3 times, once every 5 business days, 3 times. And if they haven't got back to you, move on. Move on. Save yourself some sanity. Rohit, is it good to leave a new job? Yeah, we talked about that. Fantastic. Stefano's in the house. We had a fabulous session last week on creativity during job search. If you guys watched it, give me a lot of hearts and likes right now, and definitely go and watch that. There were so many wonderful tips in there. If you haven't followed Stefano and seen that, definitely take advantage of doing that. Yeah. Krishna, he's asking you some great questions that you should be thinking about. Yeah, it's less applicable on Zoom. So you have recruiters here as well who are giving you great advice as well. Fantastic. Glad you're here. LinkedIn user, I don't know your name. How should you cover? Yeah, I think this question came up already. If you need to, I don't really follow Siddharth. If you can explain it, who's asking for 90 days notice period? Meaning the new company, or you know what I mean, or the company. I mean, if you have a 3-month notice period, this is difficult to negotiate. In Europe, this is very common. If you have a 3-month notice period, if you do, you do. You can always say, I can talk to my company about it. But remember, during exit, the new company is looking at you very carefully. If you're going to do something to screw your old company, they are looking at that. They will remember that karma, and they may just decide to drop the offer. So I don't know if this is where you were going. Hi, Rohan. Please ask me questions here. I am flooded with questions on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and I'm not able to answer them individually. This is the time when I'm live to ask me questions here. Please take advantage of that. I've been answering individual questions for weeks and months. I'm self-employed. I don't have a team. And if I do this, this is all I'm going to do. And I am sorry, it's not possible. So I had a final round. Fantastic. And you're going to be talking to the MD. Congratulations. Good job. Cool. I'm looking for a new job for the past 4 months. I have this thought at the back of my head that I will need to settle for a job which may pay you less. Maybe it pays you less, Rohan. We don't know that. I suggest you don't think about that because that is not in your control. Stoicism. Focus on what you can control and go all in with what you can control. Don't focus on this right now. Focus on other things: networking, relationship building, resume, LinkedIn. Are you getting found? All of that. I don't have any industry experience specific, and most of my experience is outside India. I present my ideas, but I've not been successful in getting an interview. So look at your resume and cover letter and LinkedIn, because I'm not sure, Priyal, if it's doing the job to convey to the industry or the company why they would want to be in touch with you. And also the back door, right? Get into those relationships, start meeting people, follow people on LinkedIn, etc. Take advantage of that. It's not just one thing that will help you to get where you want to be. You got to apply like fire multiple guns at the same time. You know what I mean? Okay. Experienced student. I don't know what that means. Exceptional student. Okay. Good for you. I like the confidence. Can I apply as a fresh graduate to companies? Of course you can. If you're exceptional, do you need permission? Shanmugapriya. You don't just do it. Do it. Be confident, just like you are being today, and prove why you deserve more. Hi, Shobita from Germany. I'll be in India. How do you apply to how soon can I have to apply in India? I don't want to be jobless when I come. So start now. This is a great question. Start now. Start the relationships now. Networking, recruiter. Explain to them, because July is 3 months away. Oh, hold on. 2022. Okay. So then it's not about applying. The urgency is not about getting a job. The urgency is start building those relationships. Have a little roster. 5. I don't know why I'm doing this. 5 coffee chats per week or 3 coffee chats per week with people in the desired industry, and you want to get to know them. Informational meetings and things like that. Do that. Have a roster, have it clear, so that by the time it's April, maybe even December, all of this is already done. So I'm glad that you're thinking about it so early and not last minute when people wake up. Where can you find headhunters? Krisha, look at Google, look at your friends, word of mouth. You'll get a lot of responses to that. LinkedIn user, I don't see your question. Give me a second. Hopefully I haven't missed it. I don't know what the question is here. I'm sorry. Good to know the psyche of people around. Okay. Sorry, I didn't follow that at all. How do you choose between 2 job offers? Focus on which one brings you more growth, more joy, and more happiness. That should be the target. Money will come. Money is not the target. Money is the outcome. That's what Bob Berg, the co-author of this book, talked about on a podcast, which is going to come. And anytime we feel like when we are focusing more on money, it's very difficult. Very difficult to get what we want. Yeah, you see, never in control of our budget. Pradeep, how can I answer the question? How can I answer when the recruiter asks for current package, and how to move forward saying current package and ask for expected package? So Pradeep, look at the 2 videos I've done on YouTube, which talk about salary negotiation and salary expectations. If they are point blank asking you about your current package, and it's not illegal to be asking you that, it's a very awkward thing, right? So just give it to them. And don't negotiate. Don't say it's quite low. Don't say anything. Just give it if you need to do it, right? You don't ask for an expected package. You do not initiate the conversation till an offer is on the table. Don't do it. Watch those 2 videos. I talk about this in a lot more detail. Because the negotiation doesn't start till there's an offer on the table. No asking, I want this much. No. What tip would you give, Sam? If you have no experience, it's a great time to start practicing. I talked about a lot of this already, so just watch the replay. Preparation. Confidence comes from competence, and research the company really well. I have a CPR approach: company, position, recruiter. Do research on all 3: company, position, recruiter in detail. Company, details, not just the website, but social media. What are they saying? How much are they earning? Profitability, etc. Position. Wow. Job description. But why are they really hiring? What's behind? Maybe there's some gaps. Recruiter/interview. This is my favorite part. See the person on LinkedIn. Don't go to Facebook, Instagram. It's a little bit stalky. Oh, you have very nice kids. No, don't do that. But LinkedIn, see what they're doing. Are they writing about something? Are they regular? Maybe they went to some interesting college that you went to, etc. So it should be fun. Have fun with it, Sam. It's everybody remembers their first interview. Just go in, be happy, be confident. It's gonna come across. Worst case, you learn something. Best case, you move to the next round. Coolio. Just as we're negotiating, the MD gave me his number. Great, they want to talk to you. When he offered and I didn't accept and cannot accept, I know what's the salary range he mentioned in the job description itself. Now I need to finalize a pay. Okay. So Rohan, I don't do one-on-one unless it's, please check my website. I have my rates figured. Everything is there. I don't do free one-on-ones anymore. I'm sorry. Selected for the HRBP role. I suggest just go in there with confidence and understand what your worth is. And see what they're saying. Go with an open mind, see what they're saying. Don't be very fixated on numbers. See the value you bring and how well you meet the role. And if it's the right role, you'll find a way to meet in the middle. I mean, the very definition of negotiation is both sides think they got the good end of the deal. Do you know what I mean? My thing is it's win-win because the goal is exactly the same. They want you to be happy with the offer you receive. You want to be happy with the offer you receive. So just don't, one thing I will say is don't destroy any goodwill built over all this time that you've been doing because of one bad move. You know what I mean? Okay, if Pallavi, if there's a gap in education, how do you overcome in interviews? No problem. You can always get a hike. No problem at all. Talk about what you've been doing in the gap. Doesn't matter. Don't view the gap as something negative. Pallavi, I have a 17-minute masterclass free on YouTube that I talk about how to address gaps or transitions in your career, in your resume, and during the interview process. 17-minute masterclass. Definitely take advantage and watch that. I took a break after the MBA for a couple of years, not immediately after, a little bit later. I wasn't getting the jobs I wanted. It was not a voluntary break. And then I decided it was time to expand the family. So it was a long break. It was 2.5 years. And the next position I had a 30% increase in salary. So whoever tells you it's not possible because you've had a gap, so you are like discarded, please don't listen to that. Okay, you'll get what you want. You just got to prove it and explain why you want more. And women are very, you gotta ask, because this is one of the reasons why the gap is so high between what men are earning and what women are earning. I talked about this as well, Karishma. So definitely take advantage and see that. Robin, yes, I talked about languages as well, Robin. So do watch the replay. I gave 3-4 tips on how you can improve your languages. You can see I'm really behind. I want to apply. Yeah. So focus on people who are already there and doing what you'd like to do. Schedule a 15-minute coffee chat. Start there and follow these people on LinkedIn. Start commenting on their posts with substance, not like a little thumbs up or a like or whatever, but just start there. That would be a great place to start, right? And no need to feel overwhelmed. Got to start somewhere. Pinky, if you don't get calls for an interview, does that mean you're not capable? No. Sometimes it's a little bit of a lottery. Okay. So you got to follow up. And if you're not getting calls, go somewhere else. Maybe you're not the right person. If you are the right person and you're convinced, follow up again. Jay, I've noticed that external hires get paid more than internal hires. Yes, it's true. Yes, it is true. It takes time, a little bit. There's a certain threshold. Internal hires, you get increments on a yearly basis, sometimes not even that, if a company is going through hard times. External hires, they get a little bit more jump to attract them, to lure them to come to the company. I'm not going to get into the debate of if it's fair or not, but at some point, if people do this too frequently, remember, it's not viewed very nicely either. So it has to be seen with some balance. If people are only moving to increase a bump, to receive a bump in salary, that's not viewed very well. All right. Reflection. The PAR technique that I talked about, my coach friend here in Finland talks about the 4th R. So take advantage of the 4th R as well. Ooh, you gave this comment almost like half an hour ago, Risto. Better late than never. Yes, I have already answered that. I answered this as well, Rakesh, about and how to make an impact online virtual interview. So I don't know what to call you. Funny. I have a video where I talk about eye contact and 3-4 things you can do during online. So online, it's a little bit less challenging. At the same time, you can view it as an advantage. It's less challenging because the vibe is a little bit different, and they've been seeing people all day, so they're tired. your body language, your non-verbal communication comes into play. So take advantage of that, right? You can't do handshake, etc. But make sure you're coming across as a bit more animated, because if you're sitting like that and you're speaking like that, the person on the other side will go to sleep. Ask questions, make it a bit more sort of exchange, and watch that video about eye contact, particularly during, because right now, I am looking at the lens and you think I'm talking to you. But when I look at the person who I'm talking to, this is what it looks like. It's not the same, right? And I have a very specific formula and acronym to help you with that. Fabulous. Hey, Virginie. Fantastic. So, yes, I answered this about gaps, Mohit. So, definitely watch the replay. Jeff is in the house. Roshan, there's no right or wrong answer as frequently as you can switch. It's about growing, learning. If you're stagnating, it might be time to move on. Remember, learning, growth, it takes time. So people have to be patient. Yeah. The current data suggests something like 1.8 years for the new millennials. It takes time to really absorb and get going and be autonomous in your line of work. About being a job hopper, there's some advice here from G, and she says, be truthful. Exactly. People understand that, really. And I think a lot of this goes across cultures. Shivangi says, hey, I'm in design and I'm more of a management person. I like the management side of things. But at the same time, I want to be more into technical, as my current job has only technical work for me. That's a great question, Shivangi. I think that it's rare to have both. So if you have both, I love the fact that you've acknowledged it, right? Have a chat with your boss about it, ask for more responsibilities, ask specifically, ask for a position where you can have a team, or, ask if you can have an intern, things that showcase that. And management is not just about leading people, also a project. Maybe you're alone, but you'll have transversal contact with people from different parts of the company. You got to ask. And when you do that, at the same time, also do informational chats with people. Like I said, I've been saying this a lot today, with people who are doing what you would love to do. Have a chat with them, 15 minutes. Hey, I have very specific questions, if you can help me out. And people love talking about themselves, and people like helping people normally, right? Provided they're not going through a crazy period in their company. So you'll be able to do it. And then also see what are the skills they have and what are the skills where is it that you can bridge it between where you are and where they are. Awesome. Ajaz, if our current cost to company is less and getting many offers now, is it okay offer shopping, or does it affect us in the future? I'm not quite sure, Ajaz. I understand your question. If your current salary is low and you're getting offers, be careful with the shopping, because I don't want a company to blacklist you because they think that you're shopping. Don't be unfair. People spend time, effort, money to do recruitment. And if you're shopping around, they're not stupid. They'll be able to detect it, right? Obviously, you want the best deal for yourself, but don't waste your time in a job interview if you know you're not the right person for the job. Okay. Sorry, I thought this was an inappropriate comment. I was about to move on. My husband's a banker for the last 20 years with the same bank. Should he change? First of all, ask your husband to come to the show. This has to come. If there is a pain, I'm guessing you're the partner, the wife, whatever. If there is a pain, the pain has to come from him, not from you. If you're going to be nagging him, you know what I mean? It'll make him do the opposite thing. So I don't know if he should change or not. It comes down to, is he growing? Is he learning? Is he happy? Some people are happy after 19, 20 years in the same company. It's not about, oh, what will the market think? No. Yeah, some people say that, but some people are the opposite of job hoppers. They've seen growth. They're happy. They love the people they work with. They're lucky, But if he's tired, he's stagnating. If you find it boring or he finds it boring. And if he wants a promotion or you want him to have a promotion. I'm getting into like a marital conversation, so I will avoid this anymore. But if there is an issue, it should come from him, not from you. You know what I mean? I love that you're concerned about him, but at some point, you can take the horse to the well, but you can't make the horse drink. A colleague just told me that he's leaving the firm because he was fired and he was speaking about office politics. I'm now very afraid this person is an experienced guy, and if the firm is letting him go, oh wow, they let others go. Listen, when somebody is fired, okay, I'm speaking from experience. I'm in HR, I've had to let some people go. Very few people are positive when they've been fired, right? Now, there's two reasons. Now, I'm not talking about restructuring. Restructuring is different. I mean, you can say fired. At the end of the day, it feels horrible. But this is not, I'm guessing this is not the topic. So, politics. Um, Typically, if you're fired for two reasons. It's either performance or it's misconduct. Misconduct means you did something bad, something wrong. Performance, they didn't think you were up to the mark, right? That person is negative. Whatever this person is saying to you, it's a colleague or a friend, I don't know, but take it with a pinch of salt, right? And it doesn't mean that if it happened to him, it's going to happen to you. Move on. But if you're feeling insecure and if you already had doubts and you feel like you're not in the right place, maybe start listening every time those headhunters are calling you from now on. Just be more receptive to it. But you don't, I don't know, office politics, honestly, I don't know any company that doesn't have office politics. Honestly, you put people together, there's politics. I saw politics in a nunnery. I worked with nuns in Chile. There's office politics there. It's everywhere. Kids. It's not a bad thing. Like, oh, mom, kindergarten. He was on my swing. Politics is everywhere. I don't know why we give it such a bad thing, but it becomes bad when it's dirty, sleazy, dirty pool. Then, yeah, you need to decide where you want to be. If I keep on changing my company over a year, if I tell the recruiter it's growth and the recruiter is not convinced, then dude, Kiran, why are you changing? I don't know what you're going to tell them. I have not been in your shoes. Why have you been changing? Be truthful. If they're not convinced, they're not convinced. They're not the right people for you. I'm racing through because I've been over an hour. How can I negotiate salary specifically involving industry change? No, it's not looked at negatively, not at all. You got to start somewhere, Rohan, because in some ways you're like a fresh graduate in that area. Yes, you have experience, you bring those transferable skills, but remember, you're going to be learning and they're going to be training you a lot. So there's a compromise. Yes, you can ask for an increase, be prepared for a no. You can do the best preparation as absolutely best preparation, but be prepared for a no. Put yourself in the shoes of the employer. Don't just see this from your point of view, Okay, Raw Delicious. Nice name you have. Get back in the saddle. Great question, Raw Delicious. I answered this in a lot of detail, so please watch the replay. I definitely talk about it. Confidence, preparation, all of that stuff. You'll see a lot of comments as well in here, which will help you out with specific tips and advice. I'm sorry that I'm telling you to watch the replay, but I answered this in so much detail. I feel a little bit unfair for the others who are waiting in line. I want to make sure I get there as well. And while we're on the topic of office politics, I have a friend here, Shelly. You just can't avoid it. Find a company where it doesn't keep you from doing your job well. Amen. Amen. 100%. Fantastic. So before I move on to the next question, just want to see that I haven't missed anything. Is too much detail in resume not good? Narinder, it's not about detail. It's about showcasing achievement. It's not showcasing your job. It's showcasing achievement. Repeat after me, Narinder. Repeat after me. Your resume is not a job description. It's a list of achievements. List of achievements. And there, yes, you can go into some details, but I would prefer to avoid going to more than 5 bullet points, 6 bullet points max for a role that you've had. No more than that. It becomes too long. Then are they really achievements? You got to ask yourself, or is it something you're describing? Okay. All right. Whew. 2 coffees a day. Lauren gives you tips and tricks here. Take advantage, guys. Bam. It goes quickly. And over a 10-week period, it's a lot of it's a lot of coffees. And the toxic job, somebody had asked the question, please do not delay. You gotta just, yeah. I exactly, G, I know what you mean. You'll regret it later if you are not happy and you stay. Rahul, as an Indian civil engineer, is there any chance to get good opportunities from India in non-Gulf areas? Hey, Rahul, I answered this as well about how do you get a job abroad. You'll have to watch the replay. I've noticed that, sir, yes, I have answered that. We all work for money. What would be the best answer? Why do you switch? Yeah, it's not the only reason, Sohail. I disagree with you. When you're starting out and you need money to pay the rent, of course. But after a certain threshold, it's not only for money. I'm sorry. I disagree. You need more. You need more than that. Let's say you have two job offers and both are offering exactly the same amount. You'll choose for other reasons eventually. And if you're only looking, and I disagree with you, in the beginning, yes, we only work for money when we have a low, we're low and we have high expenses. And after some time, it's more than that. If you work for money, it's personal for you, right? So if you work for money, that's fine. Then say that you changed because you wanted more growth and you wanted more opportunities and you wanted a higher package. Be honest, then say it, I guess. I don't know. I currently cleared an interview with 50% hike with night shift. My job search is still on. Would it be okay to change company? I get personal question, Vikrant. I can't answer that for you. If you feel like it's the right change for you and the reasons are good, you learn something, the team is good, there's opportunities to train for training and growth, then do it, I guess. But if it doesn't feel like that, then be careful. Make the right move. Can I leave a company? Can I leave a job within a few months if another offer is from one of the industry leaders? But check. Mahima, it's an apples to oranges comparison. Please check, not job in this place and industry leader. Position to position. Do apples to apples comparison, position to position. In this huge, glamorous looking industry leader, what is the role? Is it meaty? Does it give you challenges? Does it give you growth opportunities? Be careful there, because I've seen people make mistakes with that one, and then it's a bit late. Hey, Hari, I talked about role change, career change in a lot more detail earlier. So do watch the replay. I'm not going to be able to put timestamps, guys. This is really a lot of my time. So do watch the replay. I've applied to a lot of roles and I'm not getting replies from HR. Follow up, Santosh. It happens. Don't take it personally. It's not easy. I've been in your shoes. Trust me. You just got to follow up saying, and also, but don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's not just about that. Also see how you can build relationships, reach out to people who are interesting in your line of expertise, and LinkedIn network, informal network, formal network, warm network, cold network, all of that stuff. How do you grow as an HR person in an organization? Is it a diminishing career perspective now? G, I don't know what you think. I don't know, G, if you're still around. It's been 1 hour, 7 minutes. G's an HR person like me as well. Of course it's not. I don't think it's diminishing at all. How do you grow? It's the same way you grow in other companies. You got to showcase your value. You got to showcase what you bring to the table. You got to perform. You got to be competent. And in the talent review matrix, the combination of performance and potential, are you somewhere on the high potential side? There are different ways to do it. 100%. Awesome. Sajid, should a job seeker look at the overall package? I would say look at the overall package, but it's misleading sometimes, because if there is a very high variable increment and very low base salary, and the high variable increment, they talk about, it's wishy-washy and it's unsure, then the base matters, right? Because some people get disappointed when they're like, oh, it was based on very unachievable targets, the variable increment. When we're leaving the organization, is there any other comment better than career growth? Kiran, start with the truth. What is the truth? I can't answer that for you. I can't. It totally depends. I'm not going to tell you what to say, what not to say. That will be dishonest. How do you, sorry, I'm going in a hurry. I'm not able to get into detail there. How to deal with the question of sharing salary expectations when we do not even get an offer in hand, or is it in process? How do you deal with the question of sharing salary expectations? If they ask you your salary expectations and you haven't got an offer in hand, I don't know if you've watched this video. I have a detailed video on how do you answer the question, what are your salary expectations? Nimish, go and watch that in detail. Okie do. Lauren's in the house and she's helping a lot of people here. So I highly recommend. This is a great way to network, guys. Follow these people. If you want to connect with them, write why you want to connect with them. Send a personalized connection request. This is a lovely community. Help each other out. Don't send weird blind connection requests. When we said networking, this is a way to network. Meet people who are already, You guys already have something in common, and that's Supercharged Fridays. Take advantage of that. Hi, Ravi. What is the business model the recruiters follow? Or is it just based on candidates that join the company that get the commission? Any recruiters in the house who are currently working? Lauren, you've worked before. Uh, it's not the candidates who pay, right? So it's the company who pays. And sometimes it's based on commission. It depends if they're internal or external recruiters. If it's internal recruiters, it's not at all. It's a regular salary. If it's external recruiters, you have different types. You have those who do staffing, you have those who do contingency based hiring, and then you have those who are on a retainer. So it doesn't matter, whatever you earn, they will be paid a certain fixed amount. So you can Google this. It's not that complicated to understand. Jared, fantastic. Follow up with value, fantastic. Ashish, I have an interview today. Good luck, Ashish. You're going to be great. I need a good tip to answer why I'm leaving my current job. I'm getting this question so many times. I'm actually leaving because of lack of salary and growth in the team. Then say that. Say that. Be honest. Be honest. If you're going to say something like lack of salary, then be prepared to answer the question, what do you want? Because be prepared to be disqualified there. I find money a very tricky little topic. If you want to bring it up, be confident and own your worth. Own your worth. If you know you're worth more, then ask for more. If you're going to go there, if you're going to poke the bear, Kiran, I answered this already. Hi, Sanjay. I'm sorry, Sanjay, but this is listen. It's horrible. It sucks. You need to a little bit wallow in self pity. Please do it. People say move on, move on. No. Take a day, move on. I mean, take a day and then move on. After you've wallowed in self pity, please reach out to them. Say thank you so much. I really appreciated this opportunity, and if you don't mind, I would just have a couple of minutes, email or phone call. I'd love to know what it is that I could do differently so that I can learn for the future. Please ask for feedback. It's not a bad idea to ask for feedback. If you don't know, how are you going to improve? Because you might do the same thing again. It's going to be fine, Sanjay. You're going to be fine. It's a learning. I know it feels horrible right now. Hi, Eva. It's a great idea. Our course is done on LinkedIn. Good to show for recruiter. Yeah, why not? Let it be seen in your LinkedIn profile. I don't know if I want to do that on my resume. If you want to add it there, I just feel like it adds up a lot of space, and resume, every bit of your real estate matters. But I would leave it there for LinkedIn. It shows a commitment to learning. 100%. I think it's a good idea. Market value, fresher is increased. Okay, one second. Freshers in my company are getting more salary than I am. Oh, I asked the HR about it. They said now the market value for freshers is increased. Do you want to leave? I don't know. I can't answer that for you. Do you want to leave? Do you want to stay? Does it feel unfair? Yes. Do you feel cheated? Looks like it. It's telling you something about culture there, isn't it? Is it honest? I don't know. It's up to you. There has to be other things going on. Maybe you're not happy, you don't like the job. If you're not happy, then move on. If you're happy there and this has come up, it's leaving you with a bad taste in your mouth. Up to you if you want to do something about it. Santosh, on every job application, we have to change the resume as per the requirement. I think some people go a little crazy with this advice. I don't think you need to change it on every job application. However, if you have a standard base resume, then you can use it to ensure that you tweak certain keywords to the role they want. Yeah. That will showcase why, what is the connection? Why has he reached out to us? Those keywords, use the title of the role. Yeah, you can use it on your top of your resume. So they're like, oh yeah, he's the marketing manager we're looking for. Little bit of targeting will definitely help, but I wouldn't go completely crazy about it, because if you have a good base resume, then it's already doing a great job. What would be preferred? Saurabh says, am in a multinational company or a startup? Both are offering the same perks. No right or wrong answer. What matters to you, Saurabh? What is important to you? What are your values? What are your needs? What are you looking for? You can ask this question to 100 people, you're going to get 100 different answers. You ask your parents, they'll say, go with the multinational, it's safer. What is safe these days? I don't know. If there's anything that pandemic has taught us, it's never to take anything for granted. I can't answer that. Look at the pros and cons list on both sides and then make a decision. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . I had no idea. Oh my gosh. This is a really, really unbelievably long um, session. I'm going to speed through it. Video resume. Does a video resume up your chance? I don't know if it ups your chances, Rohan, but I did a detailed live stream a couple of months ago with Jillian Whitney on how to make a video resume. And she goes step by step into it. I think it's a good idea. I think you have nothing to lose. It's all about testing. Hitesh, reach out to me on my website. All the information is in there. How do you ask for? I answered this already, Rohan. I wish you the very best of luck. Hi, Tanuj. It's difficult for commerce graduates and postgraduates to get the desired job, especially in accounting streams, despite the students. Doesn't matter. Forget what people are telling you. You focus. Just keep your head down, please, and focus on the thing that you're looking for. Everybody will say it's difficult at this time. I got a job. I got 5 offers in the middle of a recession during the last big recession in 2009. Everybody said it's impossible. I didn't have a work permit. I didn't have the right network, 100 other things. Doesn't matter what the people are saying. You focus and you do what you got to do. And I've shared a lot of tips here already. When HR asks us for expected salary, how do you tackle them? I have a detailed video on it, Murali. Please check it out on YouTube. I can't waste a lot of time talking about it right now. And I appreciate that you're joining us live, but the video goes into detailed. Thank you, Lauren, for joining. You're fabulous. If you have already given an amount, is it still possible? Yes, it is possible to negotiate till you sign something on the table. But be careful. If you keep changing your mind, people don't like it. You don't want to lose. You don't want to, lose goodwill that you've built up over a period of time. Horse. Are you horsing around? A friend of mine, 8 years has 8 years experience, but his cost to company is far less due to some office politics. So I don't understand. What is the question? He's not a good employee. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that because I don't see a question. All right. So yeah, I think I'm live on the banner, it seems. Awesome. Easy to find. Fabulous. I'm going to see next question. I feel my market value is low. Usually the company will offer a 30% hike, but then I believe my value is more. Then ask for more. Ask for more. Explain why you deserve more, Manoj. Explain why you deserve more. Explain your value and why you deserve more. I talk about it in my salary negotiation video, so take advantage of that. Can we negotiate salary for 100%? After joining? No, not so soon. Please give it time, because the best time to negotiate is before you sign. Please, please, please. I've got this question many times. If you're negotiating after you join, you come across as somebody who's a little bit of a troublemaker. Remember that. If you were to hire an employee and they come on board and then they say a few days later or a few weeks later they want more money, how will it make you feel? Come on, guys. I'm seeing some repeated questions by some people. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to skip it because I need to take advantage and help others who have not been able to ask even once. I have 2 years experience with my previous company, 8 months in the current company. If you are not happy, I talked about it, Aryani, so definitely take advantage and do something about it. Okay, Jay, I feel bad I left you. Would it be good to give them a figure asking for a pay rise? Internal with your manager, say that you want more, and I would say leave it open and see what they come up with. Eye contact. We have wonderful coaches here, so take advantage. I have a chartered CS, company secretary background, working in software. I need to see questions, guys, because what is the ideal duration? No ideal duration, Jitin. No, it's what's right for you. It's very, very, very personal. Deepak, I was going through salary negotiation and asked about my minimum acceptable number. If they asked you and you are not able to escape it, then you give it. Be prepared. Make sure you've done your homework, because you don't want to be removed from the roster. I'm confused about things which I have to do in my job. Please talk to your manager, Aniket. Please talk to your manager if you're confused. Your manager has a role. If they're not doing their role, what the heck is going on here? They have a job to do. They're paid for that job. I'm hoping for an offer today. Good luck. Fingers crossed. It might be around 80K, but I know I'm worth 150. That is what you're going to do. You're going to negotiate. That is what you're going to do. You are going to negotiate. I wish you a lot of success. Don't focus on the money right now. Just think it's going to come. The offer is going to come. When it comes, read the whole thing and then be prepared and watch my salary negotiation video. Is it good to ask my new manager, my manager, about new roles and responsibilities? Yeah, sure. But don't look like you're in a hurry to leave, right? Explain why you want to do more. You're hungry, you're ambitious. That's what high potential looks like. And be honest with them, right? Approach it with the right intentions. Is it a good time to change the job if you're already getting excellent hike from the new company? Is it a good time to change the job if you're getting, I don't understand. Yeah, why would you? Sorry, I'm not able to follow that. Working in operations and management, and I want to join a production company. How do you move from one company to another with no experience? HR people don't typically reply on LinkedIn. Find a back door. I talked about it in other part of when you see the replay. Find a back door. Find another entrance. It's always gonna work. But just don't give up. If it doesn't work with this person, try another person. If it doesn't work through LinkedIn, through Twitter, through email, call, whatever. Hey Swags, I'm in Canada and I applied and they asked me for a salary. It's mandatory comment. Can you just write 0.00? I don't know. See if that helps. How important is a covering letter for a resume? I personally don't. Okay. Opinions, facts, opinions. When it's a smaller company, I feel like they do read cover letters. When it's a large company, I think the stats are like something like 75 or 80% of recruiters don't read cover letters. You lose nothing, so just make it anyway. Keep it short, keep it to the point, why you're the right person for the job. Target it to the company. Don't just generically write whatever you want. I am this and this is all about me and how great I am. Target it to what they want and why you're the right person. Give 3 reasons. I'm a fan of prime numbers. All right. Fantastic. Hey, Cheryl. So what's the best way to negotiate for a better package without them feeling that I need the job? Watch my salary negotiation video. You will not come across as desperate if you watch that video. Web I have a query of 2 offers. Both offer the same. Aha. Pay attention. The second company already negotiated and they haven't negotiated the offer because they were asking first company offer letter breakup. Ooh. Now, before joining the customer, interviewed and selected in that, but still not joined the company. So can I go back to the second company again and renegotiate the offer as my selection specific to customer? I'm not able to follow this very well, Webov. I have 2 offers. Both are great. Second company already negotiated. I would say, Webov, just do the one that you feel right. Like it feels right in that one. You have good vibrations. You feel like the role is giving you the promised growth that you require. There's no guarantee in life. Renegotiating is never a good idea. So I would not recommend it personally. You just feel like, I personally feel like you're going to lose a little bit of the goodwill that you've made along the way. So watch out with that. It's a little bit risky. I don't know how else to answer it. And any company that gives you weird vibes that, they don't want to, if they don't want to negotiate, maybe it's policy, can't help that. But I don't know what else to say there. It's a good problem to have. Please acknowledge that it's a good problem to have. Okay, guys, I'm almost an hour and a half. Thank you. I'm not Donald. I'm Sonal. How do you negotiate your salary? Watch my salary negotiation video, Gayatri. It goes into detail. No problem. I'm just pulling your leg. Assalamu alaikum in Pakistan. Almost finished. Okay, I'm almost done, guys. Fantastic. External is based on with a good base salary. Yeah, I understand that. Fantastic. Great. I can't believe there are more questions. You guys. Of course you can show Udemy. You definitely show Udemy. What do you expect in an interview with founders or CTO after all the technical interviews? It'll be a lot more behavioral questions, Shivam. So take advantage and watch my live stream on top 5 interview questions to expect. I did that live stream a few weeks ago, and you'll be able to get some answers there. I'm exhausted. I am going to stop in 6 minutes. What do you suggest for people who have good experience and industry exposure but lack fancy degrees? Who cares about fancy degrees? Yes, they are nice. Focus on the experience. Focus on the experience. And value. What is the value you bring to the table that you deserve? And you can do what others with fancy degrees cannot. Focus on that. I did a video yesterday on YouTube which talks about your USP, your unique selling proposition. Detailed video on 6-minute video on that. Watch that. Parag. Varun, how do you deal with a situation where the HR team doesn't respond? Follow up. Follow up once every 5 business days, 3 times, and then leave it. Is a summary required? I'm a fan of summary, but summary is not the same as objective. Please don't write objective. This is what I want. Okay. It's a waste of space. Summary is your top achievements, top skills that they need, and it speaks the targeted job language. What are they looking for? That should be in your summary. And a little bit achievement in there as well that talks about how awesome you are. Okay. I don't know if you can get a good salary with that, Shukla. You got to do some market research in there. How do you convince companies regarding not being able to work at night? If you have strong reason why you can't work at night, then if you can't convince them, you may not be able to convince them. Do you know what I mean? But you have reasons, and if they'll say yes, great. If they say no, you know what I mean. It's difficult. Shukla, I get it. You have an arts degree. It doesn't matter. Focus on what you know. That's a little bit more on the technical side. When a company is delaying an offer letter, what could be the best reply? Follow up. I'm waiting. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to receiving it. If there's any questions you have from me, I'd love for you to get in touch with me. Just keep following up, guys. You gotta be a little bit, they have other things going on. They have other people who are interested as well. Hey, Namrata. Hey, Naaman. It's lovely to see Supercharge Club members. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I have a club called Supercharge. The Supercharge Club. We meet 2 times a month and we go through a lot of interesting things together. All right. I went through this already, Shubham, so do watch the replay. Rohan, I think I've answered you in a lot of detail, and I'm not gonna be able to go into more detail here. Okay, Vaibhav, I have answered this as well. Vaibhav, I will just say be careful of one thing. You're on LinkedIn right now, so everything you're writing is visible on LinkedIn. So in case those people are going to be looking at your profile, I want you to be aware of that. I highly recommend that you don't do this after getting an offer letter, Siddharth. I've explained it many, many times over many other live streams as well. You look like somebody who can't be trusted because the best time to negotiate is before you sign. What do you expect in an interview? I answered this. I'm covering compliance. Okay. Good question, Khushbu. I talk about career change a lot during the live stream, so you'll be able to get more information if you watch the replay. How to crack a job in Europe while being in India? Justin, yes, I think you may be joining late because I answered this as well. This came up through another person. Customer interview also happened with the second company. So renegotiation, give it a shot. You have nothing to lose. Just be careful that you don't lose goodwill that you've built over such a long period of time, right? When a company is delaying, yeah, I answered this. Hi, Mark. Can you renegotiate for a higher salary, telling them that I know this job will expect a lot of overtime? Be careful what you say, right? You want to be careful what you say. You don't want to come across as somebody who looks like they know what they're talking about when you don't know what you're talking about. If you know for sure this is the thing, you can say it. Say it as one of the things that you're not the only thing that you talk about. What should I choose, Accenture or TCS? I don't know, Akanksha. What is important to you? Make a list of pros and cons. I don't want to be that person that tells you what to do. If anybody tells you choose this or that, what are their reasons? Nobody's in your shoes. Only you are in your shoes. Make a list of what matters to you. Make a pro and con for TCS and Accenture. That's it. You will never know if it's the right or wrong choice. You will never be able to connect the dots forwards. You only connect the dots backward. You just got to pick one. Good problem to have, Akanksha. So I will say congratulations. How to discuss with your manager to resign when we have good relations for more than 2 years? Now, why do you want to resign if you have good relations? If you want to resign because you're not happy and you want to do something else, then say so. I would say be honest, definitely. Okay. Yes. Okay, I answered this and the answer was I wouldn't recommend it. You guys have been rewriting questions, so I see it and I appreciate that. In a shipping company, in recruiters take sailors as captains. I don't know that. I'm sorry. It's a very specific question. Yes, you can negotiate at an entry level. 100%. I did. I started in the year 2000. I did. All right. Fantastic. So 1 hour, 30 minutes. Thank you so much for being here, guys. This was a marathon. Next week, if you're still watching me, next week, I'm going to be talking all about biases in the time of interviews with an expert on inclusion. Her name is Dorothy Dalton. So definitely check it out. And with that, thank you for being here. Appreciate your time. This was a long one. And I will see you next week. Take care of yourselves. And until next time,